You claw desperately at the cave wall, trying to get enough purchase to crawl away. But they're slick with water and something else. You fall back into an unknown horror's embrace. Huge fangs caress your neck. You shut your eyes with a whimper. You run through the caves as fast as you dare in the gloom. The outraged screech of the Voidwoken is not far behind. You run straight into something, almost bouncing off of it. A gate. A locked gate. You frantically try to climb over it, but it's too high. Claws envelop you and drag you into the darkness.
What's this? I found something.
You shut your eyes and try to block out the sensation of giant mandibles nuzzling your flesh. You hear it click-clack away. You daren't move, not after you saw what happened to the last one who tried to run. What do these things want? The malevolence in the
Oh no, you're I'll kill you, stone dead, not crazy. Real. I saw.
The rat crouches.
Ha! Ain't no way out but an hole in. Ha! Dig.
The rat crouch.
What's the use?
The spirit stares at you when she opens her mouth to
We keep the shipments here. The weapons. It wafts on the wind. Modest.
a dreamy smile.
You don't look
She comes back.
modest.
The spirit floats. The spirit floats before you, staring dreamily. The dwarven woman hums to herself as she works with total focus and concentration. Her ears.
Yes.
What's this, woman? I know a bomb when I see it. Out with it!
Ah, one of Lohars, are you? You should know better than to stick your clumsy fat fingers in the Queen's secret operations.
Beast raises his fists in a rage. You're not sure whether he intends to crush the dwarf or the machine she's tinkering with. Beast's fists slam down hard onto the device. Shards fly for it in all directions, and a red light flickers on.
Looks like you've had some technical difficulties, eh?
I know what you look like. I'll report you. Queen Justinia will have vengeance.
As you approach the dwarven scientist, Ifan pulls you aside.
I recognize the device on the table there. I need to talk to her. Now.
You see Ifan in earnest conversation with the dwarven woman. All of a sudden, he pales and staggers backwards. The woman laughs, a tinkling sound like glass smashing on a stone floor.
You thought that was a rift portal? Lord, no, it's nothing of the sort. It's a special device that carries only a very special cargo. Specifically, death fog.
No. Lucian would never.
Ifan freezes with resolve, and a cold anger emanates from him. In one fluid move, he steps close to her, knife point to throat. Without a flicker of fear on her face, she smirks arrogantly back at him.
I wouldn't go there if I were you. I work directly for Queen Justinia, and she doesn't take kindly to meddlers. And to be honest, I've reached the end of my tether with what I can do here. So, if you want to harass somebody, hang on. Hanig, the original creator, should arrive here from Paradise Downs any day now.
Ifan whips away his blade and walks off. A single bead of crimson blossoms at the scientist's throat. She glares after his receding form before turning back to her work. The dwarven woman wrings her hand.
Yes.
spotted something.
You hear it. What do the...
Right? I still haven't sorted out the
The
dialogue.
malevolence.
Oh no, I'll kill you, not crazy. Huh. Ain't no way out, but so.
The rat crowd...
Ha!
The rat... The spirit stares at you. When she opens...
And when they get there, they get wafts on the wind. Modest.
A dreamy...
You don't look
She comes...
modest.
God, alchemist.
The dwarven woman...
Yes.
What's this, woman?
Ah,
Beast raises his fist. Beast's fist.
Looks like you've had...
I know what you look like.
As you approach the dwarven's...
I recognize...
You see Ifan...
It's a special.
No.
Ifan free...
I wouldn't go there. So, if you want...
Ifan whips away his blade and walks up. Ifan's anger rolls off him in waves. You can feel it. He stands, fists clenched, staring at the ground.
Just give me a minute. Seven be damned! I just found out something terrible. Something I did. Back in the war, Lucian himself handed me a device. He said it was a rift portal to save the elves. So I raced there, faster than I've ever done anything. But it wasn't a rift portal at all. It was a device designed to deliver massive quantities of death fog. I can't believe that Lucian would do that. To lie to me? To use me? I ran. I tried. And all along, the annihilation of the elves was in my hands. He must have been set up. But could Lucian do this? No, it's not possible. I intend to dig up answers by any means necessary. The creator of the device, Hanag, she's still out there. We'll find her. And when we do, I'll make sure she answers any question we care to throw at her.
The dwarven woman wrings her hands as she examines the contraption.
Yes. I was carrying out important, but some horrid brute came along and smashed it all. All my progress lost. You can't even imagine what a setback this is. Though I'm not quite sure who you are or what business you have here.
She flinches in fear and begins...
I was fixing, trying. Same little beauty the Order used to wipe out the Black Ring with a sight. But I'm afraid it's beyond repair now. Maybe the original maker can fix it. A lizard named Hannig. Crazy smart, crazy all round really. She should get here from... It delivers death fog, of course. Queen Justinia's orders, of course. Maybe? No. Maybe? No. Maybe? Oh, what's the use?
The manifest said there was death fog. And the There's no death fog here.
The thought of death fog gives you pause. A weapon like that should give everyone pause.
I've seen this. Seen death fog in action. Such horror has no place in this world.
I wouldn't use this garbage against my worst enemies. Some lines ought never to be crossed.
This scourge, this destroyer of my people should be wiped from the face of the earth.
Made it all the way here, you creeping little maggots? Have you wriggled up to bow to me? Has Lohar sent you to beg forgiveness for his sins? My lord had faith. He came to me when Lohar failed the queen. And as a reward for my service, he has granted me his favor. He has granted me Mord Akhaim. Betraying the dwarves? Oh, you poor, sniveling idiot. You'll see. You'll see my lord's brilliance. Not in this life, but perhaps the next.
The Master Sorcerer throws up his pocked, cracked arms to defend himself as you step forward. The undead dwarf looks quickly over its shoulder, his gaze darting from shadow to shadow.
Of course, anything, just name it. I had no choice. They wanted to destroy the Death Fog. They haul barrels of the greatest weapons in the world off a ship and then decide to throw them in the ocean. We couldn't let it happen. We needed it. So I took control. The power gifted to me. The power of Mordecai. The power to bend the feeble-minded to my will. And so much more. It was a gift from... It was a gift. Ah! The Queen! It's the Queen! She saw what Deathfog did to the Black Ring. She saw it destroy the Elven Forest. She said the dwarves needed power like that. And he told me to make sure she got it. He told me to ensure they got to... Oh. Arcs. The barrels were going to Arcs. What? Source?
The skeleton slowly lowers his arms, staring at you in disbelief.
Of course! You're Godwoken! You seek power! Ultimate power! And I worried we could not find common ground. Yes, Godwoken, I can teach you. If you swear you won't banish me to the afterlife. Am I not? How many others have survived the Magister's witch hunt?
The skull before you curls into a maggot-eating grin.
No, you need me. So I teach you and you spare me. Do we have an accord? Wait, no, please. I'll teach you. Just please, have mercy. It's the void. You must embrace the void before you can gain more source.
The skeleton reaches into the folds of his robes and pulls out a small black mass. It's covered in veins, oozing pus, and seems to be missing a piece. He presents it with a faint grin.
Here, Godwoken. Take a bite. The finest meal you'll find in this cave. The heart of a Voidwoken.
Your god stirs, pushing you to eat it. Do not fear, a voice whispers. Do what must be done.
Perhaps not the most appetizing thing around, but if you truly want to channel more source...
The skeleton extends his arm, jiggling the heart towards you. A glob of dark yellow pus oozes through the bones of his palm and drips to the ground. The thick pus explodes into your mouth, coating the back of your throat. You can feel it running down your throat like rancid custard. You start to retch, your body struggling to reject this intruder. But your teeth clamp down hard on the fibrous, gritty flesh as you force yourself to chew and swallow. Deep within you, you feel something change. Your soul opens up, and you feel it swell as new channels for source start to flow through you. You swallow all you can, and despite the meat in your stomach, you feel a new space inside you, a potential waiting to be filled.
There, you have what you want. I did as you asked, and now I'm getting as far from this cave as my bones will take me.
Mortis looks at you in alarm.
God's graves, please be quick. I can't. He'll hear. He'll know. He'll find me. He'll come. If I tell you I die, or worse.
Mortis takes a step back, looking about in half-crazed panic.
I can't. I can't! Not now! It's too late! It's all too late!
You grab the dwarf's old, brittle arm and follow through with your knee. There's a dry snapping sound as the crumbling bone cracks and gives way.
Ah! No! Stop! Stop! I beg you! I'll tell you!
You relent, and the dwarf stumbles back, cradling his fractured arm and whimpering.
It's him! The one the seven rejected. The god.
The dwarf is interrupted by another crack. You see his femur has developed a break. The fracture spreads, shearing the bone in two. Morda stumbles to the ground, oddly silent. He looks up, and you see that his jaw is cracked, broken, and falling to pieces. Fissures are starting to run across his skull, and his ribs start to snap and fall one by one. Mordus reaches out to you, his quivering hand desperately grasping for help until it snaps cleanly in half and falls to the floor. You hear the tiniest whimper from the skeleton before his face caves in, as if smashed with an invisible mace, and the body lies still and silent.
Incredible. I've never felt so alive.
You feel newfound powers of the Source course wildly through your body. Deep inside your soul, your god calls for you. It would be wise to meet with your god again by performing the Meister's ritual, here or in Siva's...
Death fog. Nasty stuff. Overkill for a bunch of scattered rebels, though. Justinia's stooping lower than even I thought possible. Hard to say. That mad Dr. Isbale's the one who pulls the Queen's strings. No idea who's pulling hers. All I know is that we don't want death fog catching a ride on the roaring Ark's winds. Long as that stuff's around, no one's safe.
I'm so sorry. I didn't want to hurt you. I didn't want to hurt anyone. But he made me. That voice. He made me. I let him out of the vault. I killed anyone that got in the way. And then I sat here as he gibbered about needing to complete his bloody Mordecai. Damn divine. Some ancient ritual, he said. It gave him the power to twist our minds, to turn us into his puppets. And when he was strong enough, it turned him into... that. He thought it was a reward. Kept saying how blessed he was. What madness. How could this have happened? Oh, Duna, save us.
The ghost stares down at his broken, twisted body, a look of glum resignation on his face.
It ain't a pretty way to go, mind you. Could be a damn sight better than whatever Lohar would have done if he'd got his hands on us. Mind control or no, he'll be livid when he finds out what we did.
The ghost seems despondent. Understandable, perhaps, given the circumstances. The ghost turns to you, her finger urgently pointing towards something unseen. Silent lips move, issuing an urgent, unheard plea. Your hands merge together, your world twisting. Looking down, you see you're holding a barrel marked with a fatal warning. Death fog. A cart contains many barrels more, recovered from a wrecked ship. The room is filled with voices, cracking jokes and swearing oaths as you go about unloading the cart. But somewhere, in the hum of voices, one cuts through the rest. Stop, it hisses. Do your duty. You lift up the death fog, and, fighting against every step, you walk back to the cart. You pass a dwarf, struggling against the voice and winning. But you crack his skull with a barrel in your hands. One by one, the barrels are loaded again, and the cart departs. As it trundles out of the cave, the voice returns. Come, come to me. And you feel your feet carrying you into the cavern's darkness. A spirit floats before you. She seems all but spent.
What's this? I found something.
Even dead, there are humans causing me trouble. You need something? Take a hike, Longshanks. Me and your belly button ain't got nothing to talk about. What's it look like? Either they were a void-woken attack, or this is the most unfortunate dinner party you ever did see. Now shove off. I've got an afterlife to enjoy, and your jabbering ain't making it easy. Walk on, heartbeat. I got nothing to say to you.
Don't worry about it, says Lohar. Quietest work around, says Lohar. Well, I don't see him here, cold as the stone he's lying on. It will be fine, my arse. And here I was, the fool, believing him.
The ghost swings a foot to kick its old body in frustration, but the boot sails straight through her corpse.
Because it's his fault. If not for him, I'd still be sitting there, wine in hand, happy as Larry. But no, he knew best. He wanted the death fog destroyed.
The dwarf stares down at her broken body.
Still here? This is the last place I'd be if I walk on, heartbeat. What's it look like? No shut.
The dwarf pulls a dagger with shocking dexterity and reflexively swings at your gut. Thankfully, the ephemeral blade passes right through you. With a rancid look, the dwarf pockets the knife. As he does so, you spot the royal seal of the Dwarven Queen on the handle. Through gritted teeth, the dwarf growls.
We're done here.
With a dwarf seal?
Fine paper. Looks important.
That's from Queen Justinia. Great gilded galleons. What's it say?
Open it at once. This could be valuable.
spirit twists and turns in front of you. It looks lost. It looks scared. It looks desperate. As your hand passes through the ghost, you feel its fear flow into you. You feel its confusion. You feel hands on the hard stone, ripped skin where the monster grabbed you. You're surrounded by darkness. You start to slowly creep forward. Your hand touches the floor. It's slick with something. There's liquid on the ground. It's wet. It's warm. Oh, gods. You pray it's not blood. You summon your magic, and a tiny light flickers. You're kneeling in a clear pool of liquid. It isn't blood. You look up into dozens of eyes glittering in the dark. A long drip of saliva falls from the shadows. It isn't blood. You're flung from the vision, screaming, ringing in your ears. Back in your own body, you double over, trying not to retch. The spirit sobs silently into its hands. You can still feel its fear in the pit of your stomach.
The lock's melting away. Mordus turned the key into an amulet. Cunning.
I thought this cave couldn't get any more grim.
I do not want to know what that smell is.
Death, most likely. Watch your step.
Look out! I see a trap nearby. Careful! I've spotted a trap.
Well now, how's my...
Ifan claps.
Not much of a landlubber, but sometimes I get no choice in the matter. Besides, there's business to take care of. First of all, I'm rash. If this comes as some kind of surprise, you've not been paying attention. Second of all, that tinkerer or weaponsmith or whatever she wasn't knitting a sweater. That thing was made to kill dwarfs with death fog, and I was made to smash it. Any questions? No? Good. Listen, when I was wee, one of Laura's manservants used to tell an old lizard tale. Once, when the ancient empire stretched across all Rivellon, there was an emperor called Reza. A good lizard, but a sickly one. Scales flaking off, eyes bugging out, that kind of thing. One day, a doctor came to him. Zin was his name. And Zin said he could cure the emperor's disease. The emperor agreed to his poultice of herbs and black rose petals, and it worked. The emperor was, it seems, cured, as long as he continued treatment. This didn't please the emperor's advisor, Gaul, however. Gaul didn't want Reza cured, for he planned to inherit the empire. So he convinced the emperor that someone like Zin had the power to both cure and kill. On his advice, Reza had the doctor executed. With Zin dead, the emperor's disease returned. The sickness took him soon after. The hateful Gaul took his place, ushering in a century of misery. Yeah, not a fun story to tell a kid thinking back on it. Anywho, Isbale's been at the Queen's side for years, poisoning her mind with her filth. She's like two things from that story. She's the advisor, and she's the disease. And me, I'm going to be the cure. That metaphor works, right? I'm going with a yes. Well, the way I see it, we're supposed to learn...
Beast, grump.
I don't. Then there's Justinia. I've got to get to Arx, and soon if I want to keep that death fog out of her hands.
A vast continent. We have to find the moth as such.
This shrine fills you with a sense of peace. You no longer look without.
This must be the wreck of the Peacemaker. Some of her cargo may remain.
The spirit hovers before you. It looks into your eyes and reaches out a hand of smoke and gossamer, silently begging you to take it. You feel the boards creak under your boots. The smell of salt and pitch fills your nose. You check the knots securing your cargo, hands moving over rough rope in the darkness. There's a shout from above decks, and then the world turns upside down. You're pitched violently sideways as the planks around you rip apart and black water floods in. You kick and thrash, desperately trying to reach the door to the deck above, but the current hurls you back, dashing you against boxes and broken planks. As your vision fades to black, you see the walls shudder as the peacemaker snaps in two. You awake to the flicker of torchlight and the sound of voices. Here, crack this and open. With locks like these, there'll be something good inside. You hear the snap of a latch being broken and a long, low whistle. Get word to Lohar. The Reds are shipping death fog. Send your fastest runner. Go! You lie still for a minute, until you feel a rough kick to the ribs. Thought I saw a twitch, says the dwarf, looming over you. Well now, ain't you an unfortunate little flounder? She growls before clamping her hand across your mouth and nose. Sorry, hun, no witnesses allowed. You kick and struggle weakly, desperately trying to catch a breath, but the dwarf's grip is iron. As your vision starts to swim, you see other dwarves moving in the torchlight, hauling your cargo off the ship. You give one last kick and then... darkness. Stepping back from the spirit, the feeling of her panic starts to slowly fade from your mind.
Smells worse over here than a dozen rotten eggs.
Buying or selling? Capital. Good luck to you.
Come over. Not like you're buying anything.
If I don't come visit you, ton, who will?
Buying or selling?
Would you like to know?
You're safe from our friends. Never forget it. You're safe among friends. Never forget. Keeping it together, Bree. I'm all right. As long as I don't too much. You're safe.
safe among friends. Never forget it.
Wars are brewing, my friend, and I'll stand by your side. But prices will go up, even for one of our own. Buy now and buy often.
Bishop Alexander was slain by Seekers. How rich did it
Your fish sticks as a void.
Back for a return visit, are you?
Kind that don't fancy starving along with the rest of this town. It's all well and good for you with your rations.
Keeping it together, Bree.
Keep talking, dwarf, and you'll end up knitted soldiers for myself, Loa.
Too much. You're safe among friends. Never forget it.
Yep.
Keeping it together, Bree.
I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it.
Hello, lady.
The little boy beside her looks at you. He picks his nose.
Hello.
Cool. How did you know that?
Mrs., have you seen our friend Joe?
They're innocents in a world with precious little innocence left. Let's leave them that way.
What they don't know can't hurt them. Don't tell them.
Kids are resilient. Tell them the truth.
The horror grows on their little faces.
No, that's a horrible thing to say. I bet it wasn't Joe. I bet it was someone else's leg in that icky shark.
She bursts into tears, then looks from you to her and back again, then starts crying too. They're inconsolable. You leave them in tears. The kids sob quietly to themselves, their hands over their eyes. Harriet's tears flow freely. Ben's too young to truly understand. The kids sob.
Here I still am, and here you... Yes? Have you anything to report?
As long as I don't think about it too much.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it.
Hope that fella makes it out of Driftwood. Red's got 'em, but can they hold 'em? I mean, you?
Behind the containers, the fish in one of the barrels shifts slightly.
Please, you have to help me. The Magisters have gone mad. I don't know what they're talking about. I've nothing to do with the missing Magisters. I'm just a tinkerer. I wouldn't hurt an imp. And now they want to execute me. Please, you have to help me. I have to get out. I have no idea. I only arrived in town a few days ago. I sold a few items to Grandmaster Kem in Arx and stopped off here on my way to Skyseal. I was just sitting in the tavern, minding my own business, and the Magister started screaming at me. I ran and, well...
You hear a quiet sob from the fish.
Why is this happening? I didn't do anything.
There's a moment of silence from within the barrel. Some of the fish seem to shift uncomfortably.
I may have been studying some new scrolls I bought. They might have been, well, they called for source. But that doesn't mean I had anything to do with the disappearances. I'm a tinkerer. I'll fix things for a living. I would never hurt anyone. I don't know. It could be anyone in the tavern. None of them have any love for the Magisters. Please, all I know is it wasn't me. What? I don't know. I don't have much gold. I've spent years collecting rare items from across Riverlon. Please, what I have is more valuable than any coin purse. It can be yours. Just get me out of here. Teach you? I'm no tutor, but...
You shift your weight slightly away from the barrel and hear a panicked squawk from within.
No, don't leave. I have friends. I know people. They can teach you. Just please, don't leave me here. I just need to get out of Driftwood. I can't risk being seen. But if you can get out of town, I can escape to Arks. Please, I'll do anything. Just don't let them see me. Don't let them find me. Damn it, hurry up. I can feel the fish oozing everywhere. Don't let them find me. I won't let them take me. I won't let... And? What news? And? What news?
You found him! Excellent! Now stand aside!
And? What? found...
The Magister steps forward.
What? No, you said you'd help. You promised. You promised you'd get... You utter fool. Very well. If you want to share... You, tell me. Have you seen a man acting suspiciously near? If you see any... Still no sign. I'll flat...
At last! I was sure I'd die in that wretched place. You have my thanks. If not for you, I probably would have been found, gutted, and salted. I can't just saunter away. Who knows what might be lurking in a place like this? But once I'm sure the way's clear, I'm running to Ox like a cat with its tail on fire. I'm done with this stinking town. Oh, of course. Here. This is the most powerful scroll that I have, and the one that caused all the trouble in the first place. Take it. I hope I never see its like again. It must have belonged to one of their mission friends. They nearly lynched me then and there. They wouldn't listen when I tried to tell them that I got it from the cook. I thought she was an idiot selling it so cheap. Then again, I'm the dolt who ended up in a barrel. But if she has Magister artifacts, she must be the one they're looking for. Oh, of course. I mean, I'm not much of a sorcerer, but I have my connections. Hanag's a pretty powerful source master, incredible control of portals. I've never seen anyone bend space like she can. Last I heard, she was holed up in a house out in Paradise Downs, the farms to the north. There's more than a few Magisters around those parts, though. She might still be there. Might not. But I pity any red cloak that gets on her bad side.
He pauses for a long moment, his eyes lingering on your weapon.
I mean, okay. Look, if you want something else, go to Blood Moon Island. I'm not giving you a name. I'm not giving you anything. Whoever you find there, whatever you find, it's not on me. But if you really want a sorcerer, go to Blood Moon Island. And that's all I have to say about it. I swear, once I get to Ox, I'm going to have the bath of my life.
Shush it, Hound.
Shush it, Hound.
So, report. Did you find anything? If you see anything...
Smells worse over here than a dozen rotten eggs dropped in a banner.
The dog stares at a spot beneath.
Careful. I've spotted a trap. This place stinks. But some of these barrels look interesting.
One barrel of fish stands out from the others. It's sealed and marked with a cross. Something about it seems familiar. Dripping with liquid sauce, this barrel is sealed and marked with a cross. From the barrel you sense a familiar power. It thrums in your bones, in your soul. Nothing inside. You find not fish, but weapons. Powerful weapons. The kind of weapons the Magisters took from the hollow marshes.
play, little beast. Come die. You are blemish, you are filth. I've come to wipe away the stains. I know you, beast. Come to me, I alone. I am the push, Seville. The push come to shove and shred.
There were bad things down there, but they smell dead now. You don't smell very good either. Are you a bad thing? Well, you smell bad. I don't trust you. You smell like all the bad things. Go away. Go away, go away, go away, go away, go away! There were bad things. You don't smell very... That's what a bad thing would say. You...
bloody useless.
Go away, Dallas. or
Might
I'll
as well have
slaughter
rotted
you.
in the death fog. What's even the point?
Off the Fort Joy you go, nasty.
What is it? Unless you know something about the
The elf shrugs.
Plenty of suspects. Plenty of maybe. What is it? Unless you know something about the disappearance...
The elf shrugged.
Plenty of suspect.
The elf straight...
I swore an oath. What? And you think that's gonna... All this damn work and nothing to show.
Settle, haven't we? Here, your reward. Don't spend it all in one place. Now, if you'll excuse us... Ah, hello, my friend. I'm so relieved now that I believe we've already said everything there is to... Always. I haven't forgotten what I've heard about the chef's mastery of the pot and clip.
A prim woman in a starched apron wipes a glass with a clean rag.
Blessings upon our Lucian, 7 times divine.
Her eyes soften, and...
I see your mother raised you very well indeed. You and my Niles would get along. Nice to see an unfamiliar face. What brings you to Driftwood, darling? They've been a trial, that's for certain. But the Magisters are here. They'll protect us. You can rest your hat on that, sure as the sun to rise. My boy Niles will make sure of that. Anyhow, what can I get you?
The bitter march of humans unabated. This world of war and cruelty they created. They shall not stop till all the world shall wake. And signs of all other cultures erased.
Ah, hello, my friend. I'm always. I haven't forgotten what I've heard about the chef's mastery of the pot and cleave. I believe we've already... Always. Very kind of you. I'd love some. The brutes in this establishment have scarcely glanced at my table, much less offered me anything.
He inhales deeply over the stew, savouring the scent of it, then scoops up a large chunk of meat and swallows it down, seemingly without chewing. He pauses expectantly, then frowns.
Rather disappointing, isn't it? This must be a bad batch. I've heard such interesting things about the kitchen here.
Oh, alas.
Certainly. The last taste I had...
Get you something, friend.
Yeah, you're good with the Magisters caging anyone up that looks at that
Jump right. I got all right, son.
Ready for you. How about a little amber? My boy Niles' favourite. He's a physician in the Divine Order. Mother's. And where did you hear that? That disgraced elf who's been loitering outside my establishment since he was rightfully removed from his position. If I were you, I wouldn't pay any heed to the ramblings of that fool.
I found something. This ring. It bears the Magister seal. And there's blood on it.
The cook acknowledges you with a small bow, an oddly formal gesture given the surroundings.
Please, madam, you should not be back here. It's not safe.
Any warmth in the cook's eyes drains away. She holds your gaze for a long moment, then...
I don't know what you're talking about.
The cook maintains her stare, the tiniest hint of a sneer on her lips.
Prove it, or else get out.
She grabs the ring and glares at you, like a rattlesnake observing its next live meal.
You should have just kept out of this.
She gives you a defiant look.
Magisters are a blight. They deserve worse than the death I gave them. I wouldn't taint the earth with their carcasses. Better that they vanish into unsuspecting stomachs. My secret would be far safer if I knew you.
There's a carving knife in her hand. You never even saw her pick it up.
I have more work to do, more magisters to rid the world of. I can't leave any loose threads.
She gives you a long look, unsure, then decides.
Betray me and you'll meet the same fate as the others. Now go.
The cook nods.
Remember what I told you.
The bitter march of humans unabated.
Beast bristles the moment he sees his fellow dwarf and slams his right fist into his left palm, growling all the while.
You scheming bastard. Death fog? Give me one good reason I shouldn't split both your heads in two.
Calm your jaw. It's like this. I didn't sign up to move Death Fog. Other weapons, even soul-forged weapons, sure. But Death Fog? Absolutely not. When we found the bomb on a Magister's ship, I was told to ship it to Arx along with the rest of the stuff. But I couldn't. Morders disagreed, obviously. But thanks to you, he's dead. You need to get to Arx as quickly as possible. That's where she's planning to use it. There'll be a wedding in full swing by the time you arrive. A girl named Isla and some do-nothing type. Her father's well placed, though. If anyone knows where to find the Queen, it's him. Mikhail Ross is his name. Tell him I sent ya. I pray it ain't too late.
Lohar rubs his forehead.
So?
Ohar was in way over his head. Death Fog's nothing to mess with. All that matters now is getting to Arx and stopping that bomb. Lives are at stake. Not much of a landlubber, but something... Well, the way I...
Beast grumbles.
I don't. Then there's Justinia.
Lohar rubs his forehead beneath his hood and stares at the ground. As you approach, his face hardens and he stands at his full height.
So? Good spot to ground I sent some. I'm counting on you, all right?
Lohar rubs it.
So?
Lohar takes the amulet and turns it over in his hand. He pockets it matter-of-factly.
What did you find in the cave? Dead, more dead, and Mordus with them. I owe you. Whole realm owes you, really. But I'll do my best to settle that debt myself. Take this key. Nicked it from the Whites. It opens a chest in the Magister Barracks, 2nd floor. Be careful getting at it. If they spot you, it'll be lights out. Should be some... I guess there's no hiding it now. It's like this. When we found the bomb on a Magister, I didn't want my people to have it any more than theirs. Nothing good can come of Death Fog. Nothing. Mordus disagreed, obvious. I'll go destroy the Death Fog bomb myself. Make sure no one can get their hands on it. Ever.
In an instant, Lohar goes completely white.
No! What have we done? Look, Mordus had to go one way or another. I thought I could kill 2 birds with 1 stone, so yell all you want. I was wrong and I know it. But every second you spend here telling me my sins is a second closer to that bomb going off. I'm gonna do what I can to stop the Queen. I suggest you try the same. Get to Arx. End this before Justinia does. There'll be a wedding in full Arx. Wedding.
Hope you don't go blind after all that.
What is it? I have a lot on my mind.
Lohar, take...
What did you find in the cave? Dead and murdered. I owe ya. Take this key. Nicked it from the White. Right. Apart from Mordus, I can think of 3 folks in the area who'd be worth your time. Give me a map. First, a demonologist. My people reported he passed through here not long ago. Avoided the Magisters very carefully, that one. J-Hand's his name. I'll show you where we last saw him. Next is an easy one. Well, maybe not easy, but obvious. Riker, master of the old graveyard. Now there's a sorcerer you don't want to double-cross. Not far from here either. Last one I can think of may not be useful. There's an elf called Sahala. Young but powerful. She got carted off to the Joy. Her people have been spotted in the area though, and I wouldn't have put it past them to spring her out. Here. Look where I've marked. You'll find them. They worship that girl, like she were their flesh-munching god himself. And there you have it. I hope one of them can tell you what you need to know. Well, someone will have to clean up the mess in that cave. Bury the dead. Get rid of anything the Magisters might use to pin anything on us. But you, I imagine you'll be moving. I guess there's no hide. It's like this. When we found the... I didn't want my Mordus disagree. I'll go destroy the Death Fog.
In an instant.
No! What have we done? I don't deserve your kind. No, I've got no excuse. I'm gonna do what I can. There'll be a wedding in Arx.
a lot of blood.
What is it? I have a lot on my mind.
Yours will ever heal. Hope you don't go blind after all that.
Why you gotta make us hurt ya?
Hope you don't go blind after all that.
Looking rough, Mole. Real rough.
What is it? I have a lot on my mind. What are you doing with that? Hand it over. That's my property. You sure you want to do that? You really sure? You're done, kid. What are you? Hand it over. You sure you want to do that?
He quickly reads over the letter, as though making sure nothing has changed.
Could you brought this to me? I'd hate to think what might have happened. What is it? I have a lot of...
Think those fingers of yours will ever heal?
figure it's time to prove yourself. Let's get it done. Is that so? Well, looks like the crowd, all right? Just make sure. In any case, you're in for a treat, lass. Better than sweet cream stew on Lucian's Day.
Prepare yourself.
She lifts your blindfold and nudges your nose with her own, laughing.
Nice to see the cub has some claws. You drew blood. Enough to know you're alive. And you proved yourself against my little challenge. So now we will fight, you and I. Come on. Show me I'm alive. Talk to the raucous one when you're ready to fight.
She winks over her shoulder at you and then disappears.
The arena should be for...
Nice show out there. You're smouldering, you are. Oh, this'll be a scotcher. Who you taking along? You only get this one chance, so keep your wits about you.
like a little ickle squirmy worms. Delicious.
Murga blanches, jaw hardening as she steps backwards. It could be just a trick of the light, but it certainly looks like she's trembling with fear.
This is bad news, Cupcake. Ha! Just giving you a chance to soften him up for me. Hop 2, and don't even think this championship is over yet.
Flickering and glimmering in and out of sight in the gloom, Murga winks at you and then disappears.
Just like last time, she runs to her little ickle fading shadows. Won't save you. Can't save you.
The dwarf bounces up and down with glee, then catches himself and clears his throat. He bows before you.
Extraordinary, lass, just extraordinary. The spirit of the One has yet to settle, but it hovers near. It knows your great feat. I feel the glow. Ain't just praise you're earning, though. Giving you this key, too. It's an arena champ tradition. Takes you to treasure, it does. And only a champ can survive that journey.
The dwarf bellows out to all within earshot.
I proclaim thee the champion of the Driftwood Arena. Get your gloat on and take a swig of ale. Hell, take a dozen. We'll be singing for years to come of the great human Void Slayer. Impressive. Dare say the spirit of the One stronger in you than anyone else I've seen. Even Murga.